Hello and welcome to my presentation on using internet for instruction in the classroom. My name is Jill Bowman and this is March of 2017. I do teach middle school math, so I'll be talking to you from the perspective of a middle school math teacher. My big internet resource that I use all the time is Google Classroom. There's lots of pros and cons that come with Google Classroom, but I think that the pros outweigh the cons. Most schools have access to Google Classroom. If you don't know if you have access, make sure you just talk to your media specialist. They can give you that login information. Some of the pros of using Google Classroom are easy communication between students, access from any device, easy feedback, and it's very engaging. If your students have a device that has internet access, whether that's a home computer, public computer, cell phone, tablet, whatever it may be, they've got access to Google Classroom. There's apps, and also you can just get on through Google Chrome or Firefox or whatever your internet browser may be. It's very easy to communicate with students. They can turn on notifications and they automatically, in real time, get whatever you just posted. Now, some of the cons for Google Classroom is it is a little difficult to do some of the things that you would want to do with it if you don't have one-to-one access. Typically, if I'm doing a project or something that requires them to do a lot on Google Docs or Google Slides or whatever it may be, I'll reserve the laptop carts, tablet carts, or a computer lab. It's just a little easier than doing it on their phone. You really want them, if they're going to be turning something in, to be able to access it one-to-one. Some of the grading is more difficult. I will show you that here in a moment. Some of our language arts teachers use it all the time and they don't have a problem with it. I don't like it, but it's kind of a matter of personal preference. So without further ado, let me show you what Google Classroom looks like. So when you first get into Google Classroom, it's going to look like this. These are my two Google Classrooms. As you can see, I have one for my National Junior Honor Society group, as well as one for my classrooms. Now, I teach the same curriculum all day to all of my students, which is why I only have one classroom for them. If you teach different sections, say you have an inclusion class, then you have a GT class, and they have different assignments, you would want to split your students into different classes. For me, I do have a GT block, but they get the same instruction, same curriculum as the other students as far as what I post on Google Classroom, so I don't have mine split. We are double blocked in 6th grade math, so I don't have very many students. Let me show you my NJHS group first. This is my National Junior Honor Society group. This was an easy way for me to be able to communicate with them because I don't have these students in class. These are 7th and 8th graders. So I gave them all this class code right here. I'm going to show you what it looks like to add a student here in just a few minutes. When I go into the student view, you'll be able to see what it looks like to add a class. It has its own unique picture here. You can see there's all my students, and some of them have chosen to add parent guardians. The parents want to get all the same notifications, and that's fine. So here you can see I have streams. I have lots of different things, announcements for them. That's the big thing I use this for. Also, some things I need them to do. Take out the survey. Here's your NJHS form, sign up for volunteer hours, that kind of thing. So a lot of times we post things on Google Classroom that we want the students to refer back to repeatedly. So to do that, they have to go find it on the stream. And sometimes, middle schoolers, they say, oh, I can't find it. So I like to move things to the top that are important. This is very important. This is their service hours form. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click right here where it says move to top. And that's going to automatically make that the first thing they see as soon as they go on there. So there's no doubt about it. They can find that very easily. Now this is where the integration comes in. This is a Google form that I created for them to be able to fill out their service form. It automatically brings it up. They can fill it out. They submit it. It goes to a spreadsheet. I have access to it and all as well. And they have it turned in. So that's my NJHS class. Let me show you my classroom now. So this is my class. As you can see, I use it a lot for review answer keys for the students so that they can easily check their answers at home. One of the great things about it is when I post something, then students can then comment, and then I can comment directly back to them. So if you see here, like they had a question, is number 26 negative or positive? And I can give them a quick explanation. This was done in a matter of about 3 minutes between this conversation between Miranda and myself. Then you can see that Lucas had a lot of questions, Braden had some questions, and so on and so forth. It's a great resource to be able to talk back and forth about those answer keys or whatnot. And here again, you can see there's my students. None of my students in my actual classes have added their guardians. I don't require them to add guardians, and a lot of times at 6th grade, their parents just log in using the student login. But here's the class code. In case I get a new student, I can just have them easily add right here using this class code. And again, I'll show you that in the student view. So there's lots of things you can do. The first thing I'm going to show you is just a general class announcement. So you're going to go right here where this little plus sign is, right here in the lower right hand corner, and click class announcement or create announcement. So I'm going to go ahead and say a little announcement to them. All right, so hope you had a fantastic spring break. You're ready to tackle fourth quarter and STAR as we're just getting back from spring break. Now, if you want this to go to multiple classes, say you have your classes sectioned off by your actual periods, then you would just click them all. I don't want NJHS to get that announcement. You can also just give it to certain students. If I have a group that, hey, you need to turn in your project, I can just click those 4 or 5 students. I'm not going to attach anything. I'm just going to post this as is. And there it is. So the other thing I can do is I can create an announcement and I can put a topic on it. So here is the fourth quarter pacing guide. All right, so this is in my Google Doc. If it wasn't, I could just click here to attach it just like any other file, like an email or whatnot, but I can also do straight from my Google Drive. If you have a YouTube video you want to embed or a link, you can also do that here. So I'm going to go right here. So this is right here. It's in my recents. If it wasn't in my recents, I could just go to my drive and get it out from wherever I have it. But I have it right here, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. Now, I don't want them to see this today. So right here, I'm going to go right here and I'm going to go to schedule. So I want this to come up tomorrow at 8:45 in the morning, and I'm going to schedule that. So you can see right here I have this saved post. That tells me that I've written this and it's going to post tomorrow at 8:45. It's a way to really get ahead. If you want to post a quiz for the end of the week, you have it written on Monday, you can go ahead and post it, but it's not going to go live to the students until whenever you've scheduled it. The next thing I want to show you how to do is create an assignment. So this is their financial. So I'm going to go ahead and put a due date on this. This is going to be due Friday at 11:59. I'm going to go ahead and attach. This one is not in my recent, so I'm going to go up here to where I have it saved. Everything I put on here, I put in a separate thing, student files, so that nothing gets changed or messed up or anything like that. I just copy it over to that. Now, I don't want students to be able to view file. I want it to make a copy for each student. I'm going to show you what that looks like when I log into the student's view here in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and assign that. They can access it tonight if they would like. Okay, and as you can see right here, I have 0 done and 73 not done. This will change as soon as students start turning this in, and then this is going to make a copy for each new student. So there's our announcement that we made. Here is the assignment we just made, and again, here's our saved post. So one last thing I can show is that we can create a question. Now this is great for like a bell ringer. If you had, what did you get for number 14 in the homework last night? Just see if they did it. So I'm going to say, did you enjoy spring break? I'm going to make this be a multiple choice. Yes, no, and ish. Students can see a class summary. I'm going to go ahead and ask that question. Okay, so the other thing you can do as teachers, you can reuse a post. I don't have any that I want to reuse right now, but say you have a survey that you post every quarter, you can just go that way you don't have to recreate it. So I'm going to show you what it looks like from a student view now. So this is one of my students. You can see that she has Avid, My Class, Science, and World Cultures. And you can go into any one of those classes, or she can go into any of those classes and see what she has there. As you can see right here, she has something due in My Class. She doesn't have anything due in her other classes. So we're going to go ahead and go into My Class. She can see her classmates here. Okay, and it says that she can email her classmate. However, our district has that disabled, so they cannot use email. If I go to About, she can see, like, if she forgets where my class meets, she can see where that's met. So here she has, here's the first thing that she sees, which is the last thing that we posted, which was the question, did you enjoy your spring break? So let's say that she did. She submits that, and now she is done. It marks it as done. It's no longer due. If we go down here to financial literacy, this is where it gets really cool. This is that, remember I had it create a copy for the student? So if you open this, and then she clicks on her name, and you can see that it made a copy with her name on it up in here in the title. So my dad thinks I should be a vet. So let's say that she answers this. She can change her thing there. Okay, so then she's going to close that. When she's done, she'll close it and she comes back to this page and she goes to turn in one attachment and it turns in. So then when she goes back here, again, it says it's done. She can read this. Notice that the pacing guide's not on there yet. It's not viewable to her. If she wants to add a class, she can go here to classes. She can go right up here where this plus sign is. So I'm going to use the class code for my NJHS. She types it in. She clicks join. And now she's a part of NJHS. So if I go back to my view, I now have 86 students. I can go in here, I can see that this is by last name. I can see that she just added. And then I can click on her name and go here to actions and I can remove her from that class. So pretty easy to add and remove students. So if I go back to my class, I'll be able to see that one person is now done with the question that I asked. One person is now done with the financial literacy interview. So I can click this. It'll let me open hers. I can see where she made an edit. I can make edits in my own font or put comments. Then I can go back. I can tell her she got 100. I can return, tell her great job, turn it back to her, and now it's graded with 100. And then I can put that directly into my grade book. You can change this into percent, however you want it to, much you want it to be out of. And again, I can go here. She was done with that. I can give her 100% participation. I can return it back to her, and now she has it there as well. So as you can see, Google Classroom is a very versatile program, a very versatile interface to use. I love using it. It has great potential. The students really enjoy using it, and you can reach all of your students very easily. I hope that you'll check out some of the links that I've posted, some of the tutorials on how to get things started on Google Classroom and how to really do things. And I hope that you'll start implementing Google Classroom right away.